We've got heat every day. We've got some daily storms to help out with the heat, at least in spots. A couple of those storms could be on the heavy side, bringing a quick couple inches of rain that could promote some brief spotty street flooding. However, we're not outlined for any special flooding risk at this time. We aren't looking at any tropical threats either, so overall not the worst kind of week of weather here in New Orleans. We're already at 91 though, and feeling like 100 with our feels like temperature and that humidity in place. We do have our temperatures all around the area already getting into the lower 90s, so you know it's going to be a hot afternoon. However, we're also seeing that heat start to trigger those showers and storms to pop up, especially not far from cutoff, and we've been watching these close to Homa and Thibodeau sort of meandering around between those two spots. Now heavier on the northern side of Homa there. Some also in Plaquemines Parish, not as much for the metro area of New Orleans, North Shore spots or into Mississippi just yet, but we do have a decent chance at near 50% for some scattered rain through today. Look at all this awful flooding. That story has just gotten worse and worse as we saw the really heavy rains early on the 4th of July morning, and then through the weekend rain did continue, near 20 inches of rain. And of course that huge river rise was the big problem, at least part of the problem here in central Texas. And there's still rain with flash flood warnings ongoing here with a trough of low pressure. This has just kind of gotten stuck with that rainy pattern. Also a little swirl of surface low pressure here, bringing some rain to Florida. So a bit unsettled along the Gulf Coast as we have those rain chances today. Also, we will be looking for, unfortunately, that moderate risk of the flooding threat over that same part of the Texas Hill Country for today. Finally, tomorrow should be a drier day for them, and into the rest of the week, lower rain chances. For us, you saw we weren't highlighted for any flooding risk today. However, we do have a chance for those scattered storms. Our high temperatures about 93. Most of that this afternoon into the early evening for the rain, and then tonight we're back in the 70s for our lows. High resolution model for today. It's not really initializing quite right, but you can see by 3 p.m. some scattered storms. This could be around 5 p.m. Not exact placement of the storms, but just in general, some scattered showers and a couple of those thunderstorms. 7 p.m. we're starting to see things calm down, and by sunset, which has been around 8 p.m., things should be quieter. Tomorrow starts off quiet, but look at this. By 1 p.m., only a few storms, but our model does have a pretty decent flare-up of yet more scattered rain on your Tuesday afternoon by 4 and 5 p.m., and then has things predictably calming down once we lose daytime heating and move toward sunset. The chance of rain all week is about average, or maybe just a little bit above average for this point in the summer, with these afternoon storms expected pretty much each day. We're right now between these two upper high pressure systems, and it does look like by Thursday we may see this front or this trough kind of dipping toward us. That could keep the rain chance on the higher side for Thursday. By the weekend, we could see a surface high or an upper high, excuse me, start to build in over us. We'll see if that happens and brings our rain chance down a little bit, but I'm not sure how much of a difference it might make. This is by Thursday. Also, notice the oranges are indicating a lot of moisture, so that would fuel some heavier downpours here and there, although again, not really out of the ordinary, it looks like, for this point in the summer. By Saturday and the weekend, we may see some of that moisture shift a bit east, but we'll still have, I think, at least a chance for the rain. Post-tropical Chantal is here over the east coast, and you can see its radar loop here bringing some pretty heavy rain even now to parts of the east coast. And earlier we did see some pretty high rain totals across parts, especially of North Carolina, where there were flash flooding issues and also big river rises around here. Out north of Raleigh, you can see near 10 inches of rain reported for a couple of locations. Our 7-day forecast here in New Orleans, really typical kind of July weather. I would watch out for the scattered downpours every day. They could cause maybe a bit of inconvenience, especially if you're trying to get out and about. However, they will also help with the heat and bring those temperatures down fast into the 70s and 80s and cool you down a bit, staying humid with that rain chance into the weekend.